What's going on, people? Welcome back to another Draco Reaction Vlogs, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also leave a comment on my channel. I'll definitely help out with the algorithm. So today's match, Spurs against Brentford. We finally break our own home curse ever since we beat Burnley on the opening day. So we've beaten them 2-0 against today. And to be honest, everyone on the team gets props. I'll give everyone their props for playing pretty well today. And playing much better than what I've seen for the last 4 games. I also give the manager Frank props as well for changing things up and changing his style of play against his own former team, Brentford, and against his former set-piece coach today as well. Because Brentford usually like to play aggressive and do dark arts, draw fouls, score off of corners and stuff. So, fair enough for us to beat Brentford. We should have actually absolutely smoked them, especially in the second half. But however, I think we missed our chances a lot, but we walked away with a 2-0 victory and a clean sheet at home. So, I'll take the win, and I'll get into the players real quick in the game. From the moment we kicked off, when I saw the starting lineup, we had more of an attacking lineup instead of a more defensive-minded lineup, like how we did in the last 4 games. Had Simmons starting, and we didn't have 5 at the back this time, so pretty happy that Frank made the changes necessary. And for the moment we started kickoff, we were just all over Brentford. I did not see any ounce or any appearance of Brentford's attack or their midfield throughout the entire game. We were basically starting out more counterattacks, countering, going for a lot, winning our aerial duels in midfield and defense, and had a lot of opportunities that we could have put the game to bed immediately. We had some chances in the first half where we could have put the game, could have been up a bit, but however, we missed some chances. And the player I wanted to shout out today was Simmons today. No, he's been underwhelming since we signed him, but today he stepped up today. He got an assist and a goal, and there were opportunities where it could have got more goals throughout the game. But again, we had a counter attack on our right. Simmons was leading the counter on the right hand side, which led to our first goal. We scored it to Richie. All he had to do is tap it in the back of the net, and we were 1-0 up in. And the same thing. It was how we scored a second. Brentford's midfielders were losing the ball to Simmons. Simmons just drove forward with the ball and took a nice finish in the back of the net, making it 2-0 by halftime. And at this point, the game was almost wrapped up, as after we scored 2-0, I thought to myself, let's go ahead and smoke them in the first half. Make sure they cannot get back into the game after. I wanted to see 3 goals or 4 goals after being 2-0 up at halftime. Because if they got one back, then we could be in big trouble, because as they could potentially start a comeback. But however, the second half was basically the same thing like the first half. Colomani had a chance early before the first half ended to head it to get another goal before Simmons scored. However, his header was saved by the keeper. The keeper for Brentford played pretty well. Again, in the second half, we would basically do the same thing. Brentford's players were losing the ball. Spence could have easily made it 3-0. However, Keller saved his shot. If he had just took a shot a bit higher, they would have got in and made it 3-0. Same thing for chance for Simmons. He could have got a double, actually, a brace. Colomani was pressing the keeper, and the keeper passed it to Richie, and he squared to Simmons. All I had to do is just blast it in the net. However, the keeper saved it. And then it's basically we were just all over them throughout the entire second half. Kuz absolutely doing brilliant on the right hand side. Same for Spence and Richie. And our midfield didn't have any trouble, even though Bentancur started again. Our midfield didn't have to do anything that could have led to panic at the back. So it was basically just a comfortable win. There could have been more goals in the second half, to be honest. But however, keeper was saving our attempts on goal as well as some of our attacking players. And to end, to by extent, some of our defenders, their chances went wide of the post. The only thing that I only saw from Brentford today was Thiago there, who has been actually been playing pretty well this season for Brentford ever since Frank left. Could have got one back towards the end of the second half, however, that hit the side netting in the end. And in the end, it was just a comfortable 2-0 win. That was a good performance I like to see from a team. It was basically how we played against Copenhagen, Man City, and by extent Burnley. However, I am concerned that we won't be able to sustain this that long. And if we're going up against a bigger team, I'm worried Frank could park the bus. So fair play to Frank for putting up in a more attacking lineup and the players for how they were transitioning on the ball and going forward. So starting counterattacks. However, I'm worried if we can keep this up, that's all. That's the only negative I want to say. Because I don't want to go back to parking the bus the next game after. Got Champions League football this week. We got Prague. We should be able to beat them if we play like this. Then we have to go up to Forest, and then we face a bigger team in Liverpool. So, fair play to everyone for playing well. And fair play for the manager for setting up. I give props where it's due, and if Frank lets the players play and doesn't be scared and put an extra defender on to make it 5 at the back, like we've saw for the last 4 to 5 games, I think we could potentially finish a good place in the league. I don't think it's possible we could win the league, even though Arsenal, who are at top, they just lost. But City, they are smelling blood right now. They're just 2 points off of Arsenal. Hopefully we can salvage something in the cup rounds. If we play like this throughout the season, and if that extends to the cup competitions as well as European competitions, hopefully we get something out of it. We'll have to see what happens, but in the end, everyone played pretty well. I don't think anyone deserves a lot of criticism. Yes, at some points our backline could be a bit shaky, but against Brentford, but like I said, Brentford didn't have anything to scare us in this case. You can give them a full week in our own stadium. They still couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net against us. But other than that, I think everyone played pretty well. The manager changed things up, adapted, and it goes to show we got a good result at home for the first time in over 4 months. And other than that, if we keep this up, we can hopefully pick up more points and not let our home form be a 3-point lane going forward. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Let's hope this keeps us up throughout the rest of the year and the season. And talk to you guys later. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Peace.